Hey there and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video we're going to be talking about the DXY, BTC, EGLD, and ravencoin. Let's go. Okay, welcome back to the channel. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down below and hit that subscribe button. While you're next to it, I think the like button's there as well. If you could tap that for me, I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. Got a few things to look at here. Since the market's just been going sideways, I thought we'd take a peek at a few different coins, but I wanted to start us off here on the DXY, which I've been following closely. I don't know if you have, but I have. And right now, if you haven't been following my channel here, we've been kind of running up this this channel right here, and we hit the top, and I said we're probably going to get a rejection up here, which is good. And what we want is for the rollover to happen, and we want this to, obviously what it's doing right now, getting rejected off the 786, coming down, and now we're trying to get rejected off the 618. And what we would like to see here is for us to fall completely out of this channel, possibly find some support around the 100 here, but eventually come down to the 200. And it doesn't really matter from there, because by the time we get into this area right here, I mean, it does matter. I'd like it to go even further. But once we get into this area right here, I think that that's when we're going to see a really big move for Bitcoin and the rest of the market. So as long as we can break down from this channel, things are going to be looking good in the crypto market. And right now it is looking good because we are getting rejected on key Fibonacci levels and the heart line of this channel, which is good. But I did notice something else here in the DXY that I want to take a peek at. So if you go to the monthly time frame here, we're going to go way out. There's a couple things that I see, and a lot of people are, let me get rid of this Fibonacci so we can see things a little clearer. So the DXY has been in this falling wedge for its existence. I mean, the start of this thing is all the way back in 1978. So, I mean, not its existence, but a very long time. And we broke out, we came down, we retested, and now we went sideways for a little bit, and we finally broke up. Our next line of resistance is around the 119, 120 level, which I'm sure a lot of people are talking about, which is good. That's what you should be talking about. That's what I even have this red line here for, is because, you know, if we do break up from the channel and not down from the channel, I do expect us to go to 120 next, and that is still possible. But there's something happening right now that I think we all need to pay attention to. And well, first off, we never retested this resistance line right here, which was previous resistance for quite some time. And this is at the 100 level. The other thing that makes me think that we have a good chance of going down to the 100 level here in the short term, maybe even before the end of the year, is the fact that the RSI on the monthly time frame is getting awfully high. So I'm going to put a horizontal line here on the RSI, and as you can see, we're just about touching the orange line that I just put on the RSI. Now let's look back, and we've got these right here, which I'm going to say are not outliers. These are getting close to the 82, 83 level on the RSI, but they don't reach it. They don't actually touch it. And what happens is the price obviously just continues to go up. So I'm not going to say it's an outlier because I want to look at this one more importantly. But this did happen back here. But once we did reach the 82, 83 level on the RSI, that was the top. And we had a massive crash on the DXY. I mean, just to this point, it was a 48% drop. I mean, that for the DXY is crazy. And then even after that, we had a little bit of rise to the top just to almost get to the 200 EMA. And then fall back down again even further. So big move to the downside. Now over here when we had the drop, we didn't even reach the 82, 83 section on the RSI on the monthly. But what's really important to me that I've been looking at is the RSI right here. This is February and January, roughly. February, January. Right now, if you looked at our where we're at right here on where we're at currently, we are more like in the January area. January 1st of 2015. And then we top out February, March of 2015, somewhere around in there. This is the monthly, so, you know, could be any of those days in there. Sometime within those couple of months. We topped out. We only went sideways, really, is what we did. I mean, we created kind of a sideways channel here. You know, something like that. So we only went sideways. So we didn't even have anything drastic happen in the market like we did back here. Big drop. And then like we did back here, big drop. We just went sideways. But what's more important to me after we hit this is what happened in the Bitcoin price chart, in the altcoin price chart. And this was, again, January 1st through March 1st of 2015. In that 3-month time span, I want to go look at the Bitcoin chart and see what happened back then. And this is really key. So what happened in 2015, which is all the way back here. So this is January 1st of 2015 on the Bitcoin price chart, all the way to March 1st of 2015 of the Bitcoin price chart. Now, it doesn't really mean much because within these 3 months of the price, because what happened in this area was technically the bottom. We did have this little outlier right here in August of 2015, but basically what this was telling us is that the bottom was in for Bitcoin around that time. Like I said, we had a little bit of a dip right over here, but it got bought up really quickly. So maybe a flash crash is coming in a few months after the bottom came in, which if this is the case, then that would mean right now on the if you look at the DXY on the monthly, we are so close to this right now. I've been saying for a while that the bottom is in for Bitcoin, I believe. But the RSI right here is telling its story as well on the DXY for the monthly. Just like back here, when we went in, all that has to happen is for the DXY to go sideways, right here. We come back, we retest what we just broke through, which we never retested. There's a very good chance we come back down to retest it, which is perfectly fine. But then we retest and go sideways for quite a while, which I think is most likely to happen. Whether we do that from up here at the 120 area and we come down this way and do the sideways action, or we start from where we're at right now, I can't tell you that much. But what I can tell you is I do believe that we are going to go sideways here. And when we do go sideways right there, is when I think we're going to have the start of our next run up for Bitcoin, which I think is already happening. I think it's already in the works. I do think we've hit bottom. I think that this candle right here, January 1st of 2015, is telling us that according to the DXY and according to the Bitcoin chart on the monthly time frame, is telling us that, and what I've put on my thing here is also telling me that from this candle, which would be right now, we have 1,064 days until we hit the top for Bitcoin for this next run up. I don't know where it's going to lead us to, but I am guessing. I don't want to even put out a prediction right now. I mean, but I do think that we are going to start our curve to the upside. Where we go, who knows? Maybe 100,000, maybe 200,000. I just listened to somebody today that said that in 5 years they think Bitcoin's going to 2 million. So, I mean, I'd be pretty happy if that happened, but that's what they were saying. And actually, it's not a joke either. This is a person that has been in the field, not the crypto field so much, but he's somebody that, you know, shorted the .com, shorted the real estate, and he's made a lot of money in the market. And he is saying that he thinks in the next 5 years, excuse me, I can't remember his name, but he's saying that in the next 5 years, he believes that the price is going to $2 million, which would be incredible for, hopefully, for altcoins as well, because if Bitcoin can go to $2 million in 5 years and the altcoin market still exists, yeah, that's going to be some massive gains. Another thing that I am seeing on Bitcoin on the monthly is we are reaching the bottom. We already actually did, and this is actually a little concerning for me, though. I will say this. So we have reached, in each time Bitcoin fell down, we went down to the 44 level on the RSI. If we open this up and we put this roughly where it was at here, we actually broke down below it. We retested it and are falling. So that is a little concerning to me. I would really like to see Bitcoin on the monthly have a nice move to the upside here and regain this 44 level on the RSI. But that's kind of what I see for the DXY and Bitcoin. I just thought it was kind of interesting, the fact that the DXY looks like it's about to top out, and around the same time, previous times in history is when Bitcoin had bottomed, when the DXY had topped in that same instance. But I want to go over to EGLD really quick. Let me go to my different chart here, because I don't, this chart has all the past history for EGLD. So I've been saying, you know, I've been saying that I've been very bullish. I've always been very bullish on EGLD. I've been purchasing EGLD the last few months, and because I do think that EGLD has bottomed out. As you can see on my chart, we have come down to the 382. We've held it now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't tell because of all this garbage I've got on my screen here, but 5 months, maybe 6. Where are we at? Nope, 5 months. For 5 months, we've been holding the 382, and it looks like we are forming this falling wedge here. The RSI is starting to curl up on the monthly, which is a good sign. And if we can just, I think we're just breaking out of this. If I can get in closer and get rid of all this stuff I got on my chart. Sorry for the messy chart here. I think this is from my last EGLD video that I did. I haven't updated anything on here. Boy, I drew a lot of stuff on here. Okay, so it looks like, let me go down to the weekly on EGLD. And it's super messy. So we had this falling wedge. We broke out of that. The other thing that I think that is forming right now on EGLD, and you can see it on the weekly, you can see it on the daily, is what's called an Adam and Eve reversal. And as I continue to delete all this crap on here, an Adam and Eve reversal, all that is it comes down sharply for the Adam. And then the next one, it's a W pattern is what it is. So it comes down sharply for the Adam, and then you get the Eve, which is more rounded bottom, which is kind of what's playing out right now. I think you can see it better on the daily. Yeah, you can see it better. So you had a nice sharp move, a move to the upside, and then it fell, but it's falling more slowly and more of a curved like recovery. And we are actually on the daily breaking above my resistance line here, which is also where the 100 EMA is at. And for this Adam and Eve to play out, this would have to come up, retest this area, break above it, retest it as support now after you break above it. And then we also have to get by this 200 EMA here. But that is what we're looking at for EGLD, is a possible Adam and Eve reversal, and then a nice move to the upside. Now you got to be ready with EGLD, because EGLD has a tendency to have some really big moves and non-stop moves, as I can just prove to you right over here and then right over here. I mean, you would think that this would slow down, but it just kept going. And then you had this move, and then once EGLD gets moving, it gets moving. Now this is the daily, so these are actually just days, just non-stop riding this 20 EMA, non-stop riding the 20 EMA. And so once EGLD gets moving and gets this turnaround, probably needs to break above this 200, well, definitely needs to break above this 200 EMA, come back down and that's when the 20 EMA will start to be curling up this way. You can come back down, retest the 200, and then hopefully the 20 will be just about in that area. Retest that and then start riding that to the upside. Now I've got EGLD price targeted out to, my next price target for EGLD is $1,000, roughly around there. And I do believe EGLD has got a lot of room to run because of how low it is on the charts. I think it's like, what is it, like 40 or 50? And it's such a quality project that I expect it to be in the top 20, top 15, top 10, possibly even the top 10. If EGLD gets into the top 10, that's going to be a pretty expensive coin. So next up, I wanted to look at, I want to look at Litecoin, actually. I had given I did a tweet on Litecoin. I do think that Litecoin's bottom has come in, and I think that it's possibly forming that same, a lot of these things are forming this Adam and Eve bottom, or at least a double bottom at that. But I do think that Litecoin, if you look on the larger chart here, it's been going on this channel for quite some time, and we are creating higher lows all the way, you know, across this chart here. And, you know, we actually are sort of creating higher highs as well. I mean, other than this in-between stuff here, but you got a high, then you got a higher high. And, I mean, it's going to take a long time, but, I mean, I kind of am seeing this for Litecoin. I'm kind of seeing us come up, hit this center. I kind of see us doing the same move here. Come back down, retest this area, and then come up to this area right here. And just continuing on in this channel. And now if we break above this channel and retest it, then, you know, that could shoot up quite a bit further. But for now, I just see us kind of retesting the heart line here, coming back down, getting some support off of a Fibonacci line, and then coming up and retesting right around the $400 level again. Now, if something happens with Litecoin and there's, I mean, I know the project's still up and running. I know there's a lot of people backing it, but they're going to need some kind of massive news event, in my opinion, for it to get above this channel up here. I think something's going to have to come out with Litecoin that's going to make people say, hey, I need to buy Litecoin again. And that's the only way it's getting above this top channel. But Litecoin's going to stick around for a while. I do like the project. I know a lot of people think it's kind of dead. I kind of like it. It's a steady coin. It's in all the platforms. Robinhood has Litecoin. I mean, I think Fidelity might be offering Litecoin in the future. And I mean, there's other things going on. Litecoin just gets added whenever you add Bitcoin to something. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, all those other ones get added as well. And so Litecoin's got a future. Now the future might just be sideways, which is perfectly fine. If you can continue to play this channel here, you can make a ton of money. I know that I've been buying Litecoin right down and around here because I do expect it to come up back up to $400 at some point. So I have been buying Litecoin around here as well. And then last but not least, well, no, let's look at matic really quick. I'm going to throw a couple of these things in here. So my arrow's still on here from my tweet. If you're not following me on Twitter, what are you waiting for? You get this information a lot faster than my videos. So this is fantastic. I mean, so you've got matic, which is super bullish in my opinion. Matic is super bullish. I am continuing, I'm staking matic, I'm accumulating as much as I can. I do believe that we're running into a bull flag here for matic. And this flag is going to have a nice move to the upside and bring us right around previous all-time highs. And I think it's going to go right past that, actually. I think matic is one of the strongest coins out there. It had a massive fall. It did crash. I mean, it came down almost 90%, if not 90%. You know, that's a rough, draw I did there, but almost back to the very bottom here. This is when I was looking at matic, is right in this little sideways channel here. But it came almost all the way back to the bottom, but the strength it's had to come all the way back up, hit this 200 EMA, which a lot of coins haven't done this yet, come back up to the 200 and just dancing right underneath the 200, creating this bull flag, waiting for its opportunity to break out. And I think that opportunity is coming here really quick. Well, quick is relative because we're on the daily time frame. But we did have a breakout. Oh, and did we actually retest it? Boy, I should be in a trade right now, actually. So in my tweet, I said, yeah, we should expect matic to come back down and retest this as support. And it looks like we just did. So we came down to 82 cents again, 82.5, retested this as support. And now we've got a nice push to the upside. And yeah, I need to check my trades, make sure I'm in one of these, because now that that's happened, maybe we go sideways for a little bit. The next hurdle is obviously we've got to get above this 200 EMA. We hit it once over here. We almost got there. I do expect us to get rejected on it, so I do expect us to hit it, probably dance around it a little bit, and then break through. But if we do anytime we break through, we got to get that retest and then move on to the upside. And I think there's bright future for matic, not only in the long term, but in the actual short term. I think matic might be one of the first ones to make a decent move here. So pay attention to that. And then last but not least, everybody's favorite, on my channel at least, is ravencoin. So ravencoin, I've been tweeting about this quite a bit. I've been talking about it quite a bit. We got that rejection. So we hit this resistance. We got rejected. But we're finding very good support here. So right in here, I mean, as long as we don't break down from the 3 cent level, which we're finding fantastic support on the daily, as long as we don't break down, I mean, if we do, I expect us to come down to the orange line here, probably dance around here and then move up. Or, worst case scenario, come down to the blue line and then move up. But we did find support right around the 3 cent level, multiple times now, multiple days. And as long as we can get some volume, this is what we're missing here. We got everything we need to get going. We got people loving this project. We've got the RSI trying to break above the moving average. We've got the wave down here on the strength indicator the momentum strength indicator trying to move back up. Just got a red dot on today's candle, but that could change. The day's not over yet. We still got 17 hours to go. But it's trying to move back up. What we're lacking right now for matic is volume. Volume is super weak right now, as you can see. If we're going to get above this resistance right in this area, which is massive resistance, we're going to need these kind of volume candles right here. You're going to need big volume coming in to push us up above this resistance, because otherwise it's not going to happen. So just pay attention to that. Once you start seeing 4 hour, let's go down to the 4 hour actually and just see what we got for volume. Yeah, it's weak. I mean, this is really weak. We need these kind of candles in multiple in a row, like something like this. We need this to happen. We need the volume to slowly progress up, and then push us through to the upside for matic. Now, we're not getting it right now, obviously. Now, I do think that there is a chance that this wave could curl around like this, and then we'd have some kind of a green dot right in here. So, I mean, we're looking at, what's the date to the 19th? Maybe tomorrow or the next day. You can see this wave come around, get a green dot, which would put us right in this area right here, and then get our push to the upside, you know, do something like that. Otherwise, if we break down, you know, expect us to come down to the orange. If we break down from that, expect us to come down to the blue. And this is where you might want to put some money in if you want, if you have it. I don't know, not a financial advisor, but that's very strong support there. Whether or not that's the final support and we get a massive move to the upside, who knows? But I do expect us to at least get a nice move to the upside after we hit this, to at least come up, I mean, to back to this orange line here, which is a good 16 to 20% move, maybe even come all the way back up here, who knows. But yep, that's kind of all I got for ravencoin. It's just been going sideways lately, just like the rest of the market. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know, do you like these kind of videos where I put on a lot of stuff like the DXY, Bitcoin, and throw on a bunch of other coins, or do you like the individual videos where I just talk about one coin? Let me know in the comments. And just remember, not a financial advisor, just a dude on his computer. Talk to you later.